Welcome to Verbal Pig Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life. And we are everyday people wishing you all a happy new year on this January the 1st, 2019. Now, those who caught my last podcast, as I called 2019 the year 3, and I said going into the year 3 or 2019, we would put an end to racism. Let me read y'all something that took place over the weekend, which was Sunday. Now, this is the title. This is the New York Times. Police searching for a gunman who fired into a car and killed a 7-year-old. Now, this happened in my backyard, Wallaceville, near Houston, Texas, or they'd say Houston, Texas. Same thing. A 7-year-old who was riding in a car with her mother and 3 sisters was killed in Texas over the weekend. The authorities said when a gunman in a pickup truck suddenly pulled up alongside them and opened fire. The authorities, who said the shooting appeared random and unprovoked, were searching Monday for her killer. Now, this is a young black female, 7-year-old girl. Well, a white man, they said, with a beard and a red pickup pulled alongside a car with 4 women, shoots the mother, kills the 7-year-old girl, drove off like a coward. Now there's a manhunt in Texas for him. The reason why I stated that in the year 3, which is 2019, and how did I come up with the year 3? Okay, well, 2019, 9 plus 1 is 10, and add the 2, which is 12. Then you add those 2 together, 1 plus 2, you have the year 3. And it's going to go on, it's going all the way up until to the year 10. And so I had to make this post because I wanted people to understand that we don't take racism kindly here in Texas, especially in Houston. So let me explain to you all what's going on, right? You do have those white supremacists or white nationalists who are calling for a race war. And so you are going to have those who swore an oath. And it's usually and when you find them and you seek them, it usually be some impoverished white male who's very broke, has no money at all, very little education, if any at all, dumb as a doorknob. And so he's going to blame his suffering due to the fact of black people because his family lost everything. And if slavery hadn't ended, he'd be rich because he'd be the slave owner or the overseer over black people. So he's glad to sacrifice himself to spark a race war amongst blacks and whites. So he'll just go up and create a heinous act which will spark so much anger amongst black people that the race war will jump off. But see, what he fails to realize is it's no race war that's going to jump off. What's going to happen is you'll be found, hopefully, by the police first before we find you and use you as an example of don't play with us in Texas with this race issue or your race agenda. I'm calling on Alief, Texas, SWAT, Southwest Alief, Texas. I'm calling on Sunnyside, South Park. I'm calling on Spring Branch. I'm calling on Carverdale, Acres Home, Homestead, Highway 6. I'm calling on Cypress. I'm calling on black folks in Katy, Pearland, Atascocita, all over the Houston and surrounding areas. Find this individual. We have to, even if we find him and we drag him to the courts, because don't kill him yet in the private when you find him. We don't want to kill him yet because we want to do this publicly. Because we got to send a message to the world. We have to drag him somewhere, and it has to be a public viewing. You know, he has to be seen, humiliated. Beat him though. I mean, beat him till, you know how cops beat black folk? You know what I mean? When you look like they did Rodney King, get him to an inch of his life though, and then put him behind bars. Because we have to send the message that I don't know how it goes in other cities, how they would deal with something like this in Mississippi or Alabama or New York or California or Baltimore or, you know what I mean? I don't know how you all deal with issues like this, but this is an adult 40-something-year-old white male rides alongside in a red pickup now, looking like Santa Claus, rides alongside 4 females, the mother and her 3 daughters, and just open fires into the car. Random. It was unprovoked due to hate. This was a hate crime. But what was the hate crime? What was behind the hate crime? His intentions and their intentions. They're covertly sneak attacking black people one by one. While we snapping our fingers and clapping our hands in the club, busy fighting amongst ourselves, they are strategically picking black folk up. It don't matter if you were. It don't matter from 8 months to 80. From 8 months to anything black that's alive is a target. They don't care male or female, young or old. You around here and just so engulfed in your own life to where you don't even notice what's going on around you. You sitting at a stoplight and you took out, and the news reports say gang violence. Yeah, right. You niggas better wake up and realize what is going on out here in these streets. And look, I don't care if we don't even like each other. That's besides the point. Because there's people out there, man, from different sides of town I can't stand. I don't even like going there. But I unite for this cause, though. North and South got to unite for this cause. I don't care if it's a little girl on the north side. If the little girl had been on the south side, I would expect north side to come on the south. We've got to deal with this shit. Can't have no old 40-year-old white man ride up on black children, man, and shoot them down in our city, and then hold our head high to the rest of the world. You don't get no respect for that. Like, if you can't protect your women, and the youth, we might as well just get on off the planet. That man, we piss poor individuals. You know what I mean? It don't make sense at all. First of all, the thing that gets me is that, damn it, first of all, should no white man in Texas feel bold enough to come up on a black family and shoot like this is 1980s or something, 1970s, 1960s, 1950s, 1940s, on back into the 1800s, before when white folk arrived. Now, a little bit of history, and I'll get back to the topic. See, what black folks, you have to realize, especially here in Texas, and if your family's originally from Texas and the northern part of Louisiana, you already been here. You didn't come with no French. You wasn't with no Spain. Spaniards didn't bring you. The French didn't bring you. The British didn't bring you over here. You already here. on this land. Your people came here 12,000 years ago. You've been here. And you don't let no foreigners come on your soil and kill your own people. And then run around in Houston trying to hide in America, on the planet, trying to hide in a red pickup truck. If y'all see a white man with a beard, y'all see a white man in a red pickup truck, call the police, report him. If you don't have the willpower to track him down yourself, then use your tax dollars and get the police involved. If you don't have the willpower to get him yourself, beat the hell out of him, and then drag him down the streets to the police station and leave him on the steps of the so-called justice system, then use your tax dollars and call the police. But there should be as many black people that we have living in Houston and the surrounding areas, and I'm talking about Pearland, Cypress, Katy, Richmond, Fresno, Hempstead, Waller, Texas, Wallaceville. It shouldn't be a red pickup truck that passed by you on these streets and you don't get that license plate and call the police. You got a job to do. This little black girl, 7 years old, her future is snubbed out due to racism because we've been sitting on our hands too long. Now, back in the day, it was said that the black people, and I'm paraphrasing, because I'm trying to get a point out. The black people in Texas were some of the scariest black people in America. Said that we wouldn't fight racism or fight white folk. We were too afraid of them. But then, Camp Logan proved that wrong. We had to get it together. Fought in Camp Logan. And this is, hold up, let me say this, because I don't want folks to get confused. This is not sparking a race war. No, this is actually sending a message stating that we're not idly sitting by and watching you pluck off our youth and our elderly due to some warped notion of race you have in your head. We know that you good at faking it, or you good at roboting it as far as making it appear that you are friends and you can rap now, or you can sing now, you can do a little dance, you can even tap dance now and all of that, right? You can laugh and all right, let's love black folk, give me a hug and all that shit, right? We understand that. But how is it when incidents like this occur? Where are you? This man been out on the run for too long now. You know, he should have been caught. He should have been beat and drugged. The passion at the fact that you snubbed out a 7-year-old girl's life and that don't do something to you, it's sad. Get him. We got to get him. As again, I don't care what neighborhood. I don't care if you from Piney Point. I don't care what neighborhood. Greens Point. It don't even matter to me. It's just the fact that we can't come together as different neighborhoods and different communities when the fact that the common denominator is the fact that the color of our skin. Some don't like the term when they say black people. Some don't like the term African American. The best term I do believe, and Brother Farrakhan stated, the best term for black people is the original man and the original woman of the planet Earth. Reason because we've been here and everybody else came from us. How you gonna let something that come from you destroy you? It don't make sense. Wake up, man. I mean, we have to wake up. It don't make sense. It's sad. It's sick. It's sad. I mean, if you see this, matter of fact, I'm gonna put the young lady's little girl's picture up on this poster. You can see this face. You can see the sun in this young lady. You can see a bright future. You can see opportunities and vision, and her eyes is wide open. I mean, such a beautiful young girl. Took out by deranged, deprived. I don't even want to call, because it's not psychotic, because they'll use that as he was kind of psychotic and mentally ill. No, he had an agenda. He had a purpose. He carried out that agenda. He carried out that purpose. Everybody step aside. He got to pay for it. He has to pay for his action. We look, Christians, black Christians, don't get involved. Don't come out here with this, we shall overcome, and we got to turn the other cheek, and we going to put it in God's hand. You the God. So put it in your own hands. You are the God. Put it in your own hands and deal with it. Don't put it up to no mysterious spook that the white folks told you about that's going to fly down on a cloud and deal with this white man that killed this black girl, 7 years old. We don't want that. You can have that. Keep that away from us, because that type of thinking is what's been making racist whites or racist nationalists or racist white supremacists. That kind of thinking makes them think that we so docile that they can do anything to us because they got us in check by the God that they gave us, and which makes us crazy as hell. It's bigger than that. You see what I'm saying? It's bigger than that. Don't let these, they call them handkerchief heads. It's a term for them, though. They have an actual term. They have an actual organization. They have an actual body of people and an agenda. They have a creed, a bylaws, and their job is to keep black people, or their job is to run a pig. They run a pig for white folk. You see what I'm saying? Their job is to keep black people off their rocker, meaning to keep you in space or delusion while they run their agenda. They it's like sprinkling that pixie dust on black folk. They'll go in and say they'll create a horrible act of crime against you, right? Then they go back and tell they black constituents and co-conspirators, now this the message to deliver, like they did always in slavery. Tell them that don't hold no grudge, and that God will handle it in his own due time. They do that, put you to sleep, case closed, it's over, and they go look for another victim while you sitting there waiting. Then when the enemy comes and knock you upside the head, you wonder where did he come from. That's because you let them put you for the okie doke, even though deep down in your nature you know it's all bullshit. But you still fell for it. But damn it, I mean, this 2019, you start the day off right. Start 2019 off right and find that white man that shot that 7-year-old black girl and handle his ass. I mean, put it on him. I mean, damn near to an inch. Then when you get him behind bars, get him some more. Every day he should wake up to an ass whooping. You know, I mean, but I mean, I'm saying not where his arms need to be. The arm trigger finger. First of all, his fingers need to be broke. That trigger finger he used, it should be gone. Cut that off. Hey, he shouldn't have no fingers. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, because that's in some countries that's a fair punishment. But now flip side. Look, youth, young black men, quit killing each other. Quit killing yourself now for one day, and help find this 7-year-old black girl. Put down robbing your own black people, robbing own black women and old black women snatching purses and snatching their money out of the bank teller machine, and put harm in your own people, your own kind, people that look like you. Put that down for a day and find this killer that killed a black girl. Can you do that? Put down the gang violence. Don't go drive by and shoot somebody black that look just like you, or don't shoot the original man. Don't ride down the street looking for the original man or woman to kill, to rob, to do harm to, to hurt, to inflict pain upon. Don't do that today. Find this killer that killed this young 7-year-old who had a bright future ahead of him and was snubbed out by this who was a part of a racist agenda to spark a race war. He ain't sparking no race war. Ain't no race war. Now, we gonna make an example out of this one to send a message to the rest that no, you don't want a race war. We not dealing race war. That's dead. We got too much to build, too much money to make, too much life to enjoy. But we will send a message on this one to let you know, nah, it's not happening. Those days gone, it's over with. And anybody that want to participate and try to bring them old days and times back meet his same fate, because you in the way, you impeding progress, you're impeding justice. Get out the way and let folks live. Verbal Pig Radio, we out.